waiting here for them like this, okay? So when they come in, it shows from a 5-star perspective. When you're working in a 5-star spa, it's important to show touch points with a guest. So they chose the aroma up at the front. Now we want them to walk in and it feel very special, and the aroma is right here. So maybe even when they're changing, right, you could just come grab this and put it on the bed. So when they walk in, the aroma of her choice is waiting. So what's your last name?
Delia.
Delia.
D-I-L-L-A.
Delia. Yeah? Okay. May I have you move over here? Because I'm going to be right here. Okay? So my guest, Miss Delia, comes in, and I'm her therapist, and she chose Or at the front, and now Or is waiting here for her. All right? So I would present it like a bottle of wine. If you go to a nice restaurant, they present, yeah, and it feels really special. So Miss Delia, you chose Or for your treatment today. Huh?
Red wine?
Red wine, yeah. You chose Or for your treatment today, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you kind of just do a confirmation where they're like, okay, great. So then the other thing is, what towel, what do you call this, a hand towel here?
Yes.
May I have one?
You can take, yeah.
This is a hand towel. Okay, cool. So one of the things I would do is when Miss Delia comes in, you could have, I'll show you a couple ways. We'll decide how we want to do it as a team. You could have this right here on your arm, okay? So Miss Delia, you chose Or today.
Yes.
And then while I'm talking to her, while I'm just asking about, is there anything you need me to focus on or anything like this, I'm also going to be spraying the aroma here. So I'd say, Miss Delia, I'm going to do 6 sprays of your favorite aroma right here. And usually 6 is the minimum. You really want to do probably 8 to 10. Every Shangri-La I've been training, when I've only done 6, the guest has had a very hard time smelling. So I'd say 8 to 10 times you do this, okay? So basically, I am spraying it while I'm talking to my guests. I say, I'm going to put your favorite aroma right here. And I'm going to go ahead and see this bar here? Everyone here?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put it right here. And the aroma, everyone come. The oil, see the oil is right here. Okay? So when Miss Delia gets on the bar, her nose is right there. So Miss Delia, please get on.
The nose, huh?
Oh my God, I'm hurt.
Yeah. No, you don't have to take off your robe. Yeah.
Excited.
Just excited. Did you have massage? Yeah, I will.
So basically, I would tell my guests, Miss Delia, I'm gonna put here's your favorite aroma. I'm gonna put right here. I'm gonna leave the room. Please start taking some deep breaths for me. So what's so nice is a lot of times a guest gets on the table, they're a little nervous, their mind is very active, so it gives them something to do. And they start taking some deep breaths in and out, and it will help them get more relaxed, and they start smelling their aroma. So hop on, and you would be underneath, of course, but for this you don't need to be. And tell us, do you smell the aroma or not?
Of course.
Is it light? Do you smell?
Yeah.
Is it light or strong?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's.
You need it stronger?
It's okay. This one is better.
Okay, good. So this was 8, okay? 6, everyone else has said, have a hard time smelling. So 8 to 10, okay? So I come in as a therapist now, she's smelling, and I switch to unscented product. So unscented oil, or unscented lotion oil for the probiotic, or the unscented quench for the age defy. Whatever product you're using. So what's so nice is she's smelling and I'm not smelling. This is usually the opposite of what happens. When I was a therapist working in the spa every day, the oil was so strong, it filled the whole room. Once it filled the whole room, it then maybe got underneath here a little bit. The guest barely smelled, and I was dizzy and had a headache, right? The opposite. We want the guest to smell, very nice and light, us not to smell anything. So I do my whole massage, half of my massage unscented. Now it's time for me to turn my guest for the other half of the massage. Go ahead, please turn over. So when I turn my guest over, I take this same towel that's here. So when it's face down, I do 8 to 10 sprays here, because this is under the nose. But when she flips over, we scoot down a little, put your head right here. Yeah.
You will see me. Bye.
It's okay, we've seen butts. So when I'm doing this here, instead of spraying it here, I'm gonna put it right here where her nose is, okay? So this time, six sprays is good. You don't need to do 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the top of the towel, no oil is gonna be touching her skin. So I go like this. So nice, she's smelling it. And I switch to unscented. Okay? Smelling, I don't smell one thing. Now the massage is done. So the ending ritual is the most important. They're all important though, but the ending ritual is where you do your healing imprint. Think about how relaxed she is right now, how good she feels at the end of a massage. I mean, you don't feel better than this ever, right? This is as good as it gets in life. So she's so relaxed. So I want to do a healing imprint. I want to have her take 3 deep breaths at the end, create the healing memory, and then the oil on my hands, I want to put on her arms, because she's been smelling the aroma the whole time. At the end of the treatment, where does the guest smell? They smell here, yeah? So when you're wrapping feet here, you use a towel this big, or what size? The same?
Towel.
Okay, so let's say
Another one.
this one here, okay. So let's say I get, so the ending, I'll show you the ending one, okay? So pretend this is wet, okay? This is wet.
You have oil also, right?
You have warm also, sir, you want?
It's okay for this, it's okay. I'll just show this. So I'm gonna wrap the feet. Okay. Then I take the sheet, I put the towel, and I bring it back over. I don't take off yet. Okay, now I come up, and there would be a towel over her, right?
Yes.
So I bring the towel here to expose her arms, and I bring one hand here. I bring the towel here to expose this arm, one here, so yin yang. Then I come, wash my hands, 6 sprays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And healing imprint, 3 deep breaths into the massage. Take a deep breath in and relax. A deep breath in and relax. A deep breath in and relax. Really beautiful way as a guest to come back into the room. I test many treatments. I go to many spas and test out treatments. I have the most amazing massages, and then at the end they're like, okay, you're done. And you're shocked, you know? So it's nice to come into the room, you know, come back in through your senses is beautiful. Now I have all this oil on my hand. It would be easier because she wouldn't have a towel. But basically, oil from here, I'm making sure the aroma's here. Then I come back down, foot compressions. Yeah, do a little bit of massage, take it off. Remove. Put here. Okay, then it's done. So ending, you do hot towels, you walk up, expose arms. How many sprays?
6.
6 sprays. How many breaths?
3.
Okay, arm sweep, take off. Yeah? So this is the way for every Zents treatment. you do, whether it's a scrub, a wrap, a massage, you're always doing these aroma rituals. This allows the guest to smell the entire time, but it's very good for us. And therapist, if we're using something, it doesn't matter how good the ingredient is. If the ingredients are organic, very pure, for 8 hours a day, if you're using essential oils and you're rubbing it on your arms constantly, not only do we get tired of it, it's also too drying on our skin. Unscented is better for us as therapists. Very important. It's also better for a sensitive guest. You don't know if the person on your table has eczema or is sensitive. So for this, it's better. You don't need the aroma all over. Sometimes therapists have said, well, are they getting the benefit? Are you sure? Like, I don't want to do this unless my guest is getting the benefit. You get just as much benefit from inhaling, from smelling as a guest. You don't need it all over your body. You just need to smell. And at the end, all you need is one drop here and here for the therapeutic value. They're getting much more than that. It's good. So they're definitely getting the therapeutic value. So feel good about that. Don't feel nervous about that. They're for sure getting the benefit. It's better for them and it's better for you. Any questions on that? No? Okay. So now let's do so that's the aroma ritual. Now let's do the ultimate Zen. Okay? Woo! Wow. Okay. So let's yeah, so we're gonna leave this out. Put this out here. Okay. So we're gonna put one down at the bottom.
This one.
What are these?
Stones.
Okay, so let's take this out. Can we put these here? Okay. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one wet. This is on this side here. And we're gonna do two dry. So the two dry, what I wanna do is, if you could hand me that please. We're gonna fold.
Okay. No, I just put it. Wait, Mamos.
Okay, two dry. And we're gonna put it on the other side, the bottom other side, and don't have it touch the wet. Okay? Now we're gonna put a bowl. In the caveat says we need the quench and we need the polish. So we're gonna put that on where'd that go? Okay?
No, it's here. It can
Do you have something smaller? Yeah, let's do something small. Okay.
already, I think, quince.
This I think is polish. Yeah? So do you have something a little larger than this?
Meron siyang mamaya
The key is we want it to fit on top of this. Yeah, this is good. We have two of these. And then what I need also, do we have the quench and also the polish we can bring in with a spatula? Sorry, I thought that was in here already. Sorry about that.
It's in the specialized here. Yeah, but I can just.
Ninja.
Okay, while they're getting that, let's get all the other linen ready. So
We can do the bed prep for it.
yeah, we'll do the bed prep.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, let's do bed prep now. So first
Okay,
we
so
do
table prep.
table prep. Everyone look at the table prep.
So 2 large towels sideways.
So 2 large sideways.
Another one.
Okay. Then what?
Now a large towel lengthways. We're gonna need a lot of large towels.
We'll need 8 large towels.
Yeah, we got it.
8.
No more?
We'll get large.
Yeah.
6 up there.
Trio.
Those are big.
Wow. Yeah, those are great. Okay, now what?
Okay, now we're gonna do the Mylar.
So two sideways, one on top. Yeah.
Okay,
What do you all use for wraps? You use thermal blanket?
Plastic.
Plastic. May I see one sheet of plastic?
Yes.
I'm gonna do half the side with how we do it, half the side with your plastic. We'll see which one you like more. Okay?
And we use
We have also
thermal
thermal
blanket
blanket.
also. We have thermal blanket as well.
But not disposable? It's
No,
like,
it's an
okay.
electrical.
Electrical, okay, cool. We'll try this, we'll see what you all think.
we developed this protocol to use with the Mylar because it doesn't stretch at all. And we're gonna be pulling it out from underneath, so it's really, makes it really easy.
Some plastics stretch too much and tear, so these are very easy to order here.
Yeah,
So if
and
you,
they have them in Dubai.
if you end up liking them, you can order this too. Okay? So
And this really traps the
basically, if
heat,
you
too.
did 2 pieces of Mylar, if you go with Mylar, you would do one here, overlapping by about 6 inches. Okay? If you do pieces of plastic, same. One here, because we're gonna pull it out. Okay, great.
Body police.
Yeah,
Guys.
great.
Okay. So can you put about a nice amount of polish, or maybe just a small amount of polish, but
Cinematic.
quench all the way up to like here.
For what this? No.
Change mo. This one?
Picture. It will click picture.
Ah, okay. I don't know. I
So
don't
we overlap, yeah?
Overlap, yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
It will click picture.
Okay,
Okay, now we're gonna do a large towel across the head of the table.
now I'm gonna use this towel for the scalp ritual. So what you'll see is I'm using a large towel and I want it to hang all the way down because if they have long hair, I am saturating the oil like a shiradara all here and then all the way out. So I don't want the oil on my uniform, so this is why I have it like this, okay? And then I need another hand towel.
Hand towel.
Okay, thank you. I'll need a couple more, so that's good. Okay, so then you all do this already for head wraps, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool, yeah. So then I go like this, okay? Next, Kelly.
Great, now, lengthwise to cover the Mylar, great.
Can be here now.
So they'll be
Shut up.
laying directly on this, underneath this, okay?
And let's see, okay, and then one more on top of that.
One other large towel. Okay, so usually therapists are starting to say, wow, this is, I'm gonna bring it up here. So everyone,
No, I'm sorry, that's lengthwise. They're laying on this for the scrub.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, one.
Now I need 2 more large towel. Okay. So this one goes like this,
We're gonna wrap it in scrub.
and this is when they are getting a body scrub. They're gonna sit up, and I'm gonna wrap them with this, and they're gonna walk to the shower. Okay.
And then one more for the cover towel.
Okay. Okay, so everyone, one thing I want to talk about first is as therapists, we're all saying, wow, that's a lot of towels, right? Okay, so one thing is this treatment isn't booked a ton, it's a 2 or 3 hour treatment. But if you look at all the linen, if you add up all the linen for a scrub, a wrap, a massage, and a scalp ritual, it's a lot of linen. It's just you're doing it all in one here. Yeah. Yeah, if you do it all individual, it's a lot. You're just not used to seeing it like this. The other thing is I designed this for a 5-star spa, a Mandarin Oriental in the United States, and we were going for an award. So the goal for the treatment was a 5-star treatment where the guest did not flip very often. they barely flip and they barely get off the table. So the whole time they just relax more and more and more. So there's a few more pieces of linen than you normally would use, so we could allow this. But it's really good. Okay? Okay, cool.
We need a shower cap?
And then a shower cap, please.
It's on.
Okay, and then the tray.
Need to open?
No, thank you. And then so I'd put the shower cap here, and I'd put the spa underwear underneath this. Okay? She already has on, so we don't. You have underwear on?
Yeah.
You sure? Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
I
Just
know.
kidding. Just kidding. Okay, cool. So yeah, we would have it set up like this.
Just for the sake of sake.
Yeah. And then the alright? Okay, so now it's waiting for my guest. So it looks so personal, right? So here's the bed prep. Now this treatment we call the Ultimate Zen. Some Shangri-Las are changing the name. They're calling it the Ultimate Shangri-La or the Shangri-La Luxe. You know, something like this. So no problem, whatever you want to change, you can. Okay, cool. All right, so now my guest comes in. Shangri-La Luxe is cool, I think, yeah?
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So my guest comes in
Madam.
like this.
Shake
She's Kelly, you want to stand over here? Okay, yeah. You gotta get a photo of this.
Again, yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm not the kadama, I'm the sheka.
Yeah.
How come sheka will have like this? Kadama? No.
Okay. I present like a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Okay. So I would say, okay, I would present this, you chose or for your treatment, right? Now I'll describe the ritual to her. So I'd say, you've signed up for the Shangri-La Luxe.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-hour ritual.
I'm rich, no?
Yeah. It's a 3-hour ritual. It's gonna start, maybe we would add a bath. It's gonna start with a bath and champagne. After that, or bath and tea, something like this, okay?
It's a bath and ginger tea.
Okay, ginger tea, okay.
Champagne is not allowed.
Okay, okay, yeah, true, right?
Bath and
Ginger
cold
tea.
water. Joke.
And then what happens is we'll come back out and I'm gonna do an ultra hydrating body polish. Then I'll escort you to the shower. After you wash it off, we'll do an anti-aging body wrap. And then while you're wrapped, you'll get a scalp, hot oil hair treatment and scalp ritual. And you can do it with oil or without. So you always give guests the option, oil or not. But I give her the option and she says she loves oil.
Yeah.
And she wants oil, okay? Then we're gonna unwrap and then we're gonna finish up with a 90-minute anti-aging massage. Any questions?
La.
Um,
Excited.
Yeah.
But Cord, we
Yeah.
missed one step in the cabbie prep, the hot oil. That needs to be in the cabbie getting hot right now. So the
Sorry.
bottle's over
Yeah.
there.
Where's the bottle?
I hid the bottle. It's in the middle, I think.
This one?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what we use for our scalp, okay? You can buy these at a beauty supply store. And there's larger ones, but I think a smaller one like this is better. You do half unscented, half the aroma of their choice. So if you had a chance to prep this before the guest comes in, great. If not, you prep this while they're changing,
Yes.
okay? So I'm gonna pour half or,
That's it.
oh, hey! Don't do that.
What's that noise?
Will you help me with that? Okay.
No, I'm not. You're.
And then
I have
unscented.
Pinakadama. And then tayo kadama.
Thank you.
Because I have Filipino already.
You want UK? You want UK kadama?
United Carolina? Okay.
So one thing that I want to kind of really important though, this one thing, is you want to make sure when you're putting this in the cabbie prep, never to put this on the wire, right? Because this will melt. And I was at a spa, and it melted, and it started smoking, and then the fire alarm went off, and then everyone in the whole property had to evacuate, and then the general manager wanted to know what happened. So don't do that, okay? It's not a good day. So I'll show you the way to do this. So in here you had one wet, you have two dry. Oop. Sorry. So the dry, you want to put in here, in the middle, and you want this facing this way. Okay?
And Court, is your other product in there too?
No.
Okay, here's your scrub.
So then I need to do the scrub and the quench in here. I'm doing the body polish first, the quench last. So I'm going to do the quench back here on the wet. Then here. The polish here. And then I'm going to do one more large on the top. And I'll show you why. We'll see if we can get it in.
This one should be for a long treatment.
It's a big cake.
Okay?
Yeah, it's big.
So see?
Good luck for the small cubby.
Bring the topaz one.
Amber.
Good luck for the small cubby.
Okay.
One in the other one, like in the pass.
So I just talked to my guest. I presented the aroma. I described everything. Bed prep, cabbie prep. All right, Kelly, next.
Okay, we're gonna ask guests to get on the table, face up, and to put the shower cap on. This is super important. You'll see why in a minute.
Okay. So if you could please get onto the table. Who read that? Could you please get onto the table, face up, and if you'll please put the shower cap. I'm like spilling, throwing things. Yeah. Please put the shower cap on. Face up. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, let's leave.
No need.
No need.
No need.
We can.
Okay.
We'll just close our eyes.
Okay.
No, I will just close my face so that you will not.
Document.
Are you seeing mo binibideo ka?
This is document.
I'm animal, no human.
Wow. Amazing.
Okay.
Black days for
So Kelly,
Next.
Okay. So now
and
we're gonna wrap-
however you do your draping, continue to do. I'm going to show you how we do in Colorado, but you should do it however you do it here. Okay?
That's my heart.
Don't worry.
Because my breast is there.
Oh wait, what? Oh, you already have another towel underneath?
Ah, no. My bra is
Remove,
there.
no?
It's okay. It's okay.
Ah, I will remove.
Yeah, because it's scrub, no?
Oh yeah.
You have to
Remove your
go
bra,
into
yeah.
Scrub. This one also.
Actually removed.
Okay.
Wow.
Actually removed, but it's just there.
You're not
Okay.
prepared, huh?
Oh wait, I'm confused. What's happening here? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. No, don't worry. Calm down. Relax.
Because I just
Okay.
removed it.
Will you help with that in? Okay.
No, pindot, sir? Wait la. Sabar.
So what I did is I have these both here, so when I pull this one down, you're covered.
Okay.
Okay? So covered.
Tuck it in.
Now I tuck it in.
Nice and safe.
Then I go like this.
Focus here.
Then I hold. Then I. Okay?
Okay. Now we're gonna create the scented eye pillow.
Okay, so then I come over here and I grab my first dry, warm towel
Dry and warm hand.
on the bottom. So typically this would have been in the towel cabbie longer,
Yes.
so it would have felt warmer. Okay? So anytime the guest is face up, I put the oil here or here. Which way?
This
This
side.
This
Like this.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
it in
This
there.
way. Okay. How many sprays do I do?
Six.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And usually this is much warmer, so it feels even better. So I go like this, and when it's warm, it hits all the pressure points on her ears and starts making her very relaxed. So she's smelling the ore, and then her ears are nice and warm and quiet. Okay?
Okay, now we're gonna slow down. We're gonna do the healing aroma imprint to really start. This is a long ritual. You wanna start it in the right way.
Question, sir. No pillow.
Yes. If you do a pillow, you do pillows here, yeah? Most spas don't. I think it's very cool. Yeah, so where's your pillow? Should we do now?
The
Batman.
Or should we just know that you do?
back next.
We only have this one.
Okay.
Mr. Carlos, show us this one.
Okay.
It's okay now.
Does that feel more comfortable? Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay. So yeah, that's warm, this is warm, okay? So what Mr. Kelly was saying is, I'm getting ready to do a 2 to 3 hour ritual, right? As a therapist, I've been running around like crazy, getting ready, prepping the bed, the cabbie. I'm like very busy. I want to make sure if I'm going into a long treatment, my mind and heart are calm and come together. And I start the treatment in a very grounded way. So we always have the guest start with 3 deep breaths, but you do 3 deep breaths with the guest and set your intention, your healing intent for this treatment. Okay? So the aroma's there. Take a deep breath in and release.
So hard.
Deep breath and release. Breath in and release. So 3 deep breaths, okay? All right.
Okay, now we're gonna do the body polish and not flip the guest. So we're gonna take the warm body polish. We put it in a long time ago, so it would be nice and
No
warm.
need to flip. So how?
Take the scrub out of the cabbie, and yep, great.
So the key is, if you try to use the polish by itself, it doesn't have enough oil, right? So typically polish has a thick layer of oil. Ours doesn't. I don't like having a thick layer of oil. As a therapist, it gets on the walls, the floor, really messy, and it's also hard to use. So I'm going to show you a way that's really nice and that feels really good for therapist and guest. So you first take your unscented oil and you're going to do a very thick layer of oil. The thicker the better. You don't massage in because they're going to get a 90-minute massage, right? So this is just a very thick application. I'm going underneath the legs too. And I'm gonna go all the way up. I won't do it here, but I would be going all the way up, okay? The thicker the oil, the better it feels for the guest. So now I just use a little polish and it's gonna move around on the oil, yeah? So now I'm able to do these really big, beautiful massage strokes instead of typical scrub, you know? Instead, this feels like a massage. So this is called the ultimate Zen. It's all about relaxation. Nice and slow.
We're gonna go under the legs here too, because there's enough oil in that first application to slide right under the legs. Even for a guest that's larger, just get right under there.
So I'm gonna
Plenty of
focus
oil.
more on the knees. So I'd go all the way up, underneath the legs, yeah. And then when I'm going to polish the feet, because feet are so ticklish, right? I would first hold the liver point strong. And if you hold the liver point it will take the tickle out of the feet. So I hold this, but I look at my guest and I make sure that she's not scrunching her nose. Because if she scrunches her nose, it means I'm holding it too strong. So if she has a weak liver or, you know, deficient liver, it could hurt. So I hold it just strong enough, and then I can really polish the bottom of her feet without it tickling her, okay? So I would do a thick layer of oil and then polish. Then I would cover up, and I would do this. I would do thick layer of oil, polish, okay? Then I would, if my guest wanted her stomach, I would pull this down, thick layer of oil, polish. Then I would do her arm. I'm gonna wash my hands for a second. You would not wash your hands, but I would do a thick layer of oil on the arms. And the most important thing to pay attention to are palms, right? So really similar to the hammam I got yesterday, they spent all this time on my palms. Because a lot of times as a therapist, we don't spend enough time here. So if they go to the gym, they have calluses here, right? Many men have calluses here. So you can have a very soft, silky skin, but you won't know it's soft or silky because you feel through your calluses. So a guest, that scrub was no good. But it's just because you didn't do enough on their hands, right? So make sure to go around and around. Here, really go around in nice circles, both directions. Really do the knuckle to get that, okay? So I would do then this arm, spend extra time here. Now I would sit my guest up.
And the décolleté too, if they like.
Yep.
Very gently on the décolleté.
Décolleté really gently. Now one thing to remember as a therapist, oftentimes they're so relaxed at this point. We're running around, we're quick, so we just pull this off quick. Always go so slow when you're pulling this off.
Oh my god, very nice.
Rama.
Lucky.
Okay. Now sit up.
So we have the guest hold the towel. We're going to very gently assist them to sit up.
What?
And then I would go ahead and put this here. Now remember when the guest is sitting up, to help hold their back, it takes a lot of stomach muscle to sit up, and when you're relaxed, it's not comfortable. So I'm always gonna really hold. I'd have my holster with the oil, pump. I would do nice oil here, more oil. Now polish. And this is why I had her put her shower cap on. Because if her hair is down here and that thick shea butter paste gets in the hair, it's very hard to do a scalp ritual. Yeah? Okay, so now her whole back is done. I really am gonna work on the shoulders. Feels so good, this part. Yeah? So now I put this here. Okay, put this on the outside. Yeah. And see how this is folded down here? You can fold this up and tuck this under this towel for the first part of the treatment, which I think would be probably better, because I think it's a little noisy and looks a little strange for the guest. So we would have folded it a little more nice than I'm doing now.
Yeah, our is already fit, sir. Both sides, it's
The what?
is very nice. This one,
Yeah.
our plastic wrap is already fit for good, already enough for us.
But this is, even if it's 2 pieces,
Yes, even 2 pieces because we are like this.
you want to do it this way though. I'll show you why.
Yeah.
It's different. If you do it this way, there's a reason why. Yeah. Okay. So now I have my guest move over here. Please move your legs here. Okay. Hold on to this top layer. Please stand up. Now hold tight onto this. So you have them hold just this piece Okay? Hold tight. Make sure they're holding tight. Okay.
Jack
Okay,
is trying
yeah.
to make sure he'll
You-
capture it in case it drops.
Yeah. Now she would walk to the shower. I'd start the shower. I tell my guests, please keep this on. Don't get your hair wet. And please don't use the body wash. Only rinse off. Now, the thicker the oil, the faster and easier the polish falls off the skin. If I don't put enough oil, it takes longer to get that off. So the thicker the oil, the better it feels for the therapist, the better it feels for the guest. You can do those really long strokes, and then also it can wash off. So just go ahead into the shower, just rinse your leg, and then come back. Okay. Ritual, the longer one was designed where we didn't flip them, so we're not doing that for this. If you're doing the individual wrap, no problem. You can flip, yeah. But for this, you could flip too, but they're flipping
You
a
can
lot.
have them lift their leg a little bit and get under there, you know.
Bend the
So
knee.
I think you can lift a little, but what other spas do is they have a little bowl of polish, and they tell them before they go in the shower, here's a little polish in a coconut bowl, something pretty, you know. Please polish the areas I was not able to reach. So before they turn on the water. So then they do it themselves, and then do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now the guest comes back, and we're gonna ask the guest, please get on the table directly on the Mylar. Because they won't understand. That's I'm supposed to lay right on. You say yes, lay directly on that.
And you never
under
say the
top.
word mylar
No,
or
say,
thermal blanket. You just say the silver blanket.
The silver blanket,
If you
yes.
go with this.
Yeah.
And in Dubai, they have this piece.
I'm working on it.
Okay, yeah. But I want to share with you, Kamsia and Joshua in Malaysia, they had something that I liked much more than this. It was a. How'd your leg feel? Feels good, huh? Yeah, so your skin feels really, really good when you're washing it off. Okay?
It's nice, right?
Okay, so I do this, then anytime the guest leaves the table or flips, I'm always re-infusing this. And I always keep my aroma ritual towel over my shoulder or I lose it. I always put it somewhere and lose it, yeah? So. So 6 sprays. Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna take the warm quench out of the Dhabi. It should be melted down to a complete liquid by this point. Maybe this is, it's been long enough. Close. If it's not melted all the way, it's super easy to melt in the hands as you go.
So we're gonna try both sides. So basically, the first thing is you quench the top of your hands right here, okay? Because if you quench the top, you can slide right underneath. If you feel a couple granules of salt, don't worry. Always as a therapist, I'm like, oh, things are loud, I feel salt. Every time I'm testing it out as a guest, the therapist says, oh, do you feel the salt? I never can feel it. And then I concentrate hard, try to feel it. It feels good, I don't even care. So there's certain things, like, just don't worry, okay?
So this is the same, we're gonna apply top and bottom as the guest just lay there, we don't flip. And even a large guest like a man, you can get right under there, no problem.
And then here, it's easy to get if I get enough here. Okay?
And it's important to be sure to apply a very thick layer of the quench. It helps us, we're gonna pull the Mylar and the plastic out later, it really helps.
And then one of the things you're gonna notice is I am wrapping the feet individually, legs individually. Studies show that if a guest's legs are together, they start feeling scared, even someone not claustrophobic. guests need to know that if there was a fire or if there was some emergency, they could kick, get out of a wrap, and run. So if you keep the legs wrapped individually, they feel secure, they feel safe. Okay? Now this is how I'm gonna do the back. This is really cool. I'm not gonna sit her up. So first, I apply enough to me, or I can't slide under. Okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go under her back to her spine, and I'm gonna not go past her spine, then I'm gonna go halfway up, then I'm gonna come apply again, and then I'm gonna, where I left off, here to here. So first application here, second application here. Then I move this up to make sure I can get the shoulders. And you hold her arm up. So very easy. Now I've done 2 applications. Now the fun starts. So now I do beautiful long strokes, almost like lomi lomi, like some really nice strokes, and it feels so good. And I'm digging in, never passing the spine. So 1, so maybe like 8, 12, really nice massages. So it feels so much more comfortable than sitting up and applying, right?
Or having to flip over.
Or flipping. So I would do her arms, I would do her décolleté,
Plenty on the hands.
plenty on the hands. Okay, now let's try this side to see which one we like better. That worked really good. I really liked that, actually. Thank you. I think I might have liked that more than this. We'll see.
It's noisy, this one.
It wasn't so loud.
But now, remember for the guests, they have that nice towel wrapped around their ears. They're not hearing the crinkle.
Yeah, they really
it's
aren't.
Okay.
Okay, so first make sure you get you. So sometimes you have to do it twice, the application. Same. So I think either, whatever you like. Does not feel good. Feels so good. Okay. So now we do our arms, hands. Okay, thank you.
She is comfortable.
She's happy, don't worry.
Okay. And again, not a massage, just an application. So I think the paracrest, the shea butter, is plumping, firming. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here. Thank you. Okay, so now what I do is I bring this down like a diaper drape. This here, and then the hot towel on the top. Could you pull out for me?
The wet.
Yeah,
No,
not
no,
big
no,
one.
no,
Big
no,
one.
no,
Big one.
no,
On the top.
On top.
So how does he understand?
Relax, chill, chill, chill.
Okay.
Okay, so now this part, the Mylar is really good for this because it just instantly transfers the heat from the towel. Whereas the plastic is good too, but the Mylar is just like, the guests really like, whoa, you really feel it.
Does it feel better on one side or the other?
Yeah, this one is much.
This better.
Left.
This
Yeah.
side's better.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot. I wrap the feet. Okay, now this is why we did the 2 sideways. So go ahead, wrap. We're gonna wrap her like a little baby burrito,
Shawarma.
a little shawarma.
Mommy.
Mommy.
Okay. Okay, now the scalp ritual.
Okay.
So I go in and grab the.
We're gonna take a warm tan towel and the oil.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay, so now you don't need the pillow for this section because you want this instead. So sorry, I'm not sick. The air conditioning I'm not used to. It makes it tickles my throat. Okay.
Ginger tea.
Yes.
Still alive?
So remember, slowly, slowly. Dira dira.
Dira, dira.
Dira dira.
Shui shui.
Okay.
Now we're gonna roll this up and put it under her neck just to tilt her head back just a little bit. Keep her neck, keep her head tilted back a bit. Okay. To apply the oil.
Be careful, don't do this too high or it gives someone a headache. So it's just enough. Is that too high or does that feel okay? Too high?
It's too high.
Too high, yeah. That's better, yeah. Okay, I take this off.
There. Okay, now we're gonna test the oil, the temperature of the oil to make sure it's hot, not too hot. Sometimes the cabbie gets very hot. We're gonna test it like a baby bottle. Okay. Okay. Now the really fun part.
Unscented half.
You start with a drizzle.
Half or half unscented.
And start with just a drizzle.
Same like Sirodhara.
So now it's all coming down her scalp, yeah? So now I do the compression because the coconut and the passion flower I want to get on her scalp to really help.
And drizzle again. And we're going to be very careful not to get it in the ear because that's a real bummer.
My guess like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's always having this add-on.
Mm.
It's really nice,
Yeah.
huh?
And it's really
The
nice to
pregnant
have.
Also, I asked this one now, the one
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, good.
But it's nice if the
With this
small
bottle.
Yeah.
It's
nice with
But
this
I put,
Yeah.
I put only in this ceramic.
Yeah, it's a lot easier with this bottle. The other thing I'll tell you is I love scalp ritual, but it's very important to be able to choose the aroma you like, either unscented or choose something you like next to in your hair next to your nose. Because so often they're putting something in, the oil is so strong and I don't like the aroma, and the whole rest of the treatment, I don't enjoy the treatment. So if there's one thing that's so important to have in the aroma you like, it's scalp, because it's right next to your nose the whole time. So I would do compressions and then I'd come back and I'd massage for about 3 minutes before turning again, because I don't want to turn her head too much. Now I go ahead and turn again. Yeah, so the add-on, you can add these on to any massage. Okay. So now this is a 30-minute scalp. In this treatment, it's about 30 minutes. You can also do a promotional treatment called head to toe. So just 30 minutes scalp and about 10-minute hand, 20-minute feet. People love that. Yeah?
Sure.
So now I would massage but I'm trying to get this all the way out to the ends of the hair. So now we saturate all the way out. This is why you need this towel.
Sino pa yung guest ko, G, na gustong-gusto to?
Teka lang.
Member natin. Si,
Babae,
yung
lalaki?
yung Indiano na member natin na babae.
Miss Miranda.
Miss Miranda.
Ay, Miranda.
Bumalik siya last time, si Janet
Si
ang
Jan,
request.
facial din. Massage.
So the key is that we really saturate the hair all the way out. You get extra on the ends where the hair is so dry, right? So I'm gonna put more in my hands here. It's like a flat iron. Get here, here. So basically I would have spent 30 minutes. I'm not gonna do 30 minutes now, but I would have done 30 minutes. So I do about 3 minutes saturating the hair, 3 minutes doing scalp, okay? Good, okay? So now I'm gonna put the shower cap back on and I'll show you the trick. Many of you might know this, but for me, it was always very hard getting a shower cap back on. So first I put it on my hand, like this. I tuck the hair. I get the hair here. For someone longer hair, it's easier. Okay? Then I pull this out. And now I'm gonna wrap the head. And let me show you a trick. So when you're wrapping the head, many of you may know this, some may not. There's one way that has no crease. There's one way that has a crease. Always the crease first. Okay, everyone see this, the crease? Okay, so I'm gonna hold down the earlobe because I don't want to get it tucked in, but I'm gonna cover the whole ear so it's nice and quiet. Go up here. Then instead of tucking here, it's so much easier. You just tuck here. Okay? Then I go like this, and it tightens. Now I re-infuse. Oops. So 6 sprays, and I always am checking in with my guest. How's the pressure? How's the aroma? If the aroma is ever is too strong for someone, you just go like this. But usually people think it's too light, if anything. So, because people get pretty congested during a massage. Okay? So now, let's unwrap. Okay, so now I have this towel here, and then I have the one that was the diaper drape. So I hold here, I pull out the one that's like a diaper. Okay, thank you. And now, let me show you how to remove this, okay? So everyone come here. You start with the feet first. So start down here with the feet. And because half here,
It's
simple to
easy.
pull out. If it's the other way, it's hard, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it up and I'm gonna stop right here where her back curves. So here, and right here where her back curves, okay? Now I stop here, now I come from the top. So feet to the curve of her back, now shoulder to the curve of her back. So now, right where the curve of the back, so easy to pull out. Yeah?
My son was
So, thank you. So she has a lot of quench on her now. She would not have had as much because it would have been 30 minutes. So about half the amount would be on her skin. But now she gets a 90-minute massage. And I'm just gonna massage all that in. Yeah? So now let's try this side. just as easy. Does one side feel better for a guest when you're pulling it out? Does one side feel better or same?
It's the same.
About the same. Okay, cool. Okay, may I give you that? Okay, so now you could flip her right now. Now it's time for a 90-minute massage. You could flip and have her face in, face up. I personally don't flip here because after a 30-minute scalp massage, they always fall asleep. And to flip right now, it really takes them out of the Zen, which is our goal. So now I'm just gonna do my massage. I'm gonna massage all this in to her skin. If I need any extra, I have a little bit of extra. You saw how concentrated, you barely need anything, right? So if this feels heavy on your skin, know that it wouldn't really, because you would have a 90-minute massage, okay? Hello. 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 No. Okay. So, I'm gonna remove a little. Okay. So now I would do 45-minute massage. Now it's time to flip her, okay? So I remove this, and then I need the face cradle for 45 minutes. Now it's time for the Indian aroma ritual. So what's the first thing we do with the Indian aroma ritual? What'd you learn? The Indian aroma ritual, what do you do first? The massage is done. Bingo. Towel, hot towel please. So whether you're Indian face up, face down, it's the same, always, okay? So first, hot towel. Cool it down. Do you go under the feet or you always just put just above, on top?
Under and so.
You do too, yeah. Okay, and I wouldn't spend too much time here because I don't want them to cool down. Now I come up, then what do I do? When I'm walking up, what do I do?
Walk.
But what do I do when I'm walking up? I expose the arms. Yeah?
Yes.
Expose the arm, expose the arm. Now I'm gonna have the guest could do this.
In face of yin yang.
Okay. Now how many sprays? Six. Six here. Now how many breaths in? Okay.
Vice versa.
Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. So she just came into the room, we created a healing imprint. So I could have kept the arms like this or like this. What feels better for the guest?
I think
This, okay? She said this one feels best. Okay, so now, but the most important is I'm getting it here. Now I come down. Now, foot compressions. Okay, now the massage is almost done, but this is when I'm gonna turn my guest. So, okay, thanks so much, you're done. How was that? And I'll just say, okay, I'm gonna help help turn you now. Because now it's okay that we're waking her up. You know, the other time it's not as good. So now I'm just gonna help her turn. Then I'm gonna put the robe here. I'll be waiting outside for you. Thank you so much. Okay? So, any questions on this?